I want to use this 7-minute presentation to introduce my concerns about the pig handling portion of the TQA training course, and to outline what our low-stress pig handling teaches relative to what is offered in the TQA and other pig handling courses. Low-stress pig handling uses a different approach than other pig handling training courses. Many courses focus on this diagram and on using an animal's flight zone and point of balance to make it move. In the late 1970s, Dr. Temple Grandin used a similar diagram with a cow and said that it illustrates the correct position for the handler when a single animal is being moved through a curved chute. The diagram was later modified and applied to pigs. Later still, the curved lines were removed, but the instructions remained the same. The conditions detailed in the diagram are very specific and very different from many common pig handling situations. Low-stress pig handling deals with pig responses when we work in conditions other than those specified in the single pig diagram. We'll look at some of those different conditions. A pig that is confined in a chute can only move forward, backwards, or stop. Once we take away the chute, it is free to turn and move in many directions, including back towards us when we are behind it. It can turn away from us or move out around us when we are ahead of it. Without the chute to contain it, we can't rely on the point of balance to dictate where a pig will move, and we can use these other patterns to move pigs more easily. A less obvious result of removing the chute is that the handler is free to move into the pig's blind spot. Pigs shift their bodies or turn to keep watching a handler, or use their hearing and other senses to track people who are behind them. The diagram specifies that handlers should work at the edge of the pig's flight zone. Many handlers can't tell where they are relative to a pig's flight zone. Pigs' flight zones are constantly changing. We often work in confined spaces where we are inside the pig's flight zones all the time. When we get too close or too threatening, pigs get scared or defensive, and their body language and behavior change to reflect that. Calm pigs move mostly at a walk or trot, with their heads and ears low and their attention mostly forward. When we're close to the edge of their flight zones, pigs continue to move forward but watch the handler more closely or carry their heads and ears higher. When we get too close or too threatening, pigs may crowd forward or jump on other animals. Circle back to get release from the handler's pressure, often squealing as they circle. Bunch together and quit moving. To release pressure and let pigs calm down, we can pause and let the pigs move away. Take a step back. Let the pigs circle out of our pressure. Quit moving and making noise. Soften our body language. If we persist in pressuring a pig that is already scared, it may panic. Continuing pressure with no release can also cause pigs to refuse to move. This is a different response than being fatigued or too tame. Pigs are often moved in groups instead of individually and show herd behavior. They stay with the herd for safety. Herd behavior takes two distinct forms: flowing or follow the leader when the herd is moving, bunching and refusing to move when the herd is not moving. Flowing and bunching have very different characteristics and arise from very different conditions. Flowing herd behavior is characterized by calm pigs that are moving freely and easily. Pigs are somewhat spaced out, able to move freely and get release. Heads are low and attention is forward on moving with the herd. They are drawn by the movement of the herd. Using too much pressure prevents pigs from flowing. A handler who is too threatening will draw pigs' attention away from herd flow and cause pigs to crowd up, pile forward, or circle back. All of these fear responses interfere with pig movement. Bunching herd behavior is characterized by pigs that stick together and resist moving. It is a defensive response when pigs can't readily escape from pressure. Bunching is encouraged by anything that stops, crowds, scares, or confuses pigs. Pigs often go into a bunching response with their butts to the handler, heads and ears up and attention back, and often listen intently to track the handler. Attention is on tracking the handler and sticking with the herd for safety. Pigs will often stay with the bunch rather than leave the bunch to move farther away from the handler. Groups of pigs give us another useful pattern. The collective flight zones of groups of pigs may appear as a pig-free bubble around the handler. We can use our bubble to regulate and guide movement and to encourage flowing rather than bunching herd behavior. This often requires working ahead of the pigs and asking them to circle past us. There's often more than one person moving pigs or in the work area. The presence and actions of extra people can catch pigs' attention and cause them to circle or bunch rather than moving away from their handlers. It is important to recognize that most pig handling problems arise because pigs are scared or defensive. Trailer compartments and other spaces are often confined enough that we are inside pigs' flight zones all the time. Adding pressure and using the point of balance under these conditions makes pigs more defensive and encourages pigs to bunch or circle the wrong way. Handlers can use that knowledge to make it easier for pigs to go where they want them. The single pig diagram identifies important concepts, but when we work pigs in conditions other than those specified in the diagram, pigs' responses change and we have to change the way we work them. Low-stress pig handling addresses that. We teach handlers how to observe and read their pigs, how to understand the full range of pig responses and apply them appropriately across a variety of pig handling situations. This training helps handlers move pigs more safely, more easily, and more effectively in all conditions, to the benefit of the pigs, the people, and the entire industry.